Hello and welcome into the broadcast, everybody. My name is Samuel Reese, coming to you live this afternoon across YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. And the UEFA Champions League Semifinals are upon us. It's the first leg between Real Madrid and Chelsea from Estadio de Stefano, the practice ground for Real Madrid, as the Bernabeu continues to get renovated. It should be ready probably early 2022, maybe sooner than that. We'll see. The referee for this evening's game is Danny Macchiella from the Netherlands. The assistants, an all Dutch crew as well. And we should have a good one tonight. Thanks everyone for being a part of the broadcast. Can't wait for these two to square off. A lot of people coming into this one, seeing it as a 50-50 affair. We'll see how it plays out. The opening leg tonight in Madrid, Spain, before the return leg next week in London. Let's get to the starting lineups. First, for the home side, Real Madrid, it's Thibaut Courtois in goal as usual. The back line consisting of Eder Militao, Rafael Varane, and Nacho. In the midfield, Daniel Carvajal, Luka Modric, Casemiro, Toni Kroos, and the captain Marcelo. And then up top, it's the duo of Karim Benzema and Vinicius Jr. The Merengues are led by head coach Zinedine Zidane, of course, who's won 3 Champions League titles at the club already, looking for a fourth. Chelsea, meanwhile, have Edouard Mendy in goal. The back line consisting of Antonio Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Andreas Christensen. In the midfield, it's Ben Chilwell, Jorginho, and N'Golo Kante, the captain Cesar Azpilicueta. And then up top, it is Captain America Christian Pulisic getting the start tonight alongside Timo Werner and Mason Mount. We are ready to go. It's a 9 p.m. local time kickoff as the sun begins to set in Madrid, Spain. Buckle up. This should be a whole lot of fun, everybody, as Real Madrid are in their all-white kits, going from right to left, and off we go with Real Madrid kicking off the UEFA Champions League semifinals. Chelsea in this first half going from left to right. They are in their all-blue kits. And, of course, we have the other much-anticipated semifinal tomorrow between Man City PSG. But the focus tonight is Real Madrid-Chelsea as N'Golo Kante wins the ball cleanly. Now it's clipped forward by Jorginho, just beyond the outstretched leg of Christian Pulisic. But Chelsea immediately looking to get on the front foot, attacking-minded from the get-go. Here is Toni Kroos, the German for Real Madrid, longtime Real player, stepping up as Ben Chilwell. And that will go out of play for a Real throw-in. A rather cool Tuesday night in Madrid. The forecast does call for showers, so we could see that as the game continues. Of course, at this very stadium, we saw horrid conditions in El Clasico when Real Madrid defeated Barcelona, especially in the second half. The weather was just absolutely insane, with the rain pouring down and the wind also being a major factor. But it's clear right now, but the forecast does call for showers. Hopefully nothing more than that, as Thibaut Courtois comes out, sends it all the way down the pitch. Thiago Silva's there for the Blues. Jorginho to Timo Werner. And that is a Real Madrid throw on the far side. Timo Werner, a player who has seemed to lack confidence really all season long. He did get on the score sheet at the weekend in a big win for Chelsea over West Ham in their top 4 pursuit in order to qualify for next season's Champions League. And that win could go a long way for getting Chelsea into the Champions League next season. Marcelo. Azpilicueta applying the pressure. Now here is Toni Kroos. Cruz over to the other side of the pitch. Now it's Casemiro. Just underway, first leg of the UEFA Champions League Semifinals. Here's Toni Kroos again. Casemiro back to Varane. Varane is back. He tested positive for COVID, if I'm not mistaken, a few weeks ago, but has made a full recovery. Sergio Ramos currently out. He also tested positive for COVID, but he was out anyways, dealing with an injury before that positive test. Here's Kanté. Bit of pressure from Casemiro, who takes it away. Now it's Marcelo. Kanté steps in, comes away with a steal, but a poor pass out wide as he was seeking out Christian Pulisic. Of course, Thomas Tuchel, in the midst of his first season in charge of Chelsea, he took over after Frank Lampard was sacked earlier in the season. And it's been a rather successful start to Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea tenure. Only one defeat so far, and that came in a surprising Premier League defeat against West Brom. But outside of that, it's been a very impressive Chelsea team, because there was that little slump they had in the Premier League, which ultimately led to the sacking of Frank Lampard. This is sent upfield by Mendy. Werner looking for Pulisic. Pulisic went down. Nothing called. Werner wins it back. Here come Chelsea on the attack. Timo Werner into the lane of Pulisic. He taps it wide for Azpilicueta. Now it's back with Christian Pulisic. Pulisic still going. Clips it to the back post. That's controlled by Ben Chilwell. And now on the ball and taking it back out is Jorginho. 5 minutes played. We're just underway in this Champions League semifinal. Leg 1 in Madrid. The reverse fixture will be in 8 days' time, next Wednesday at Stamford Bridge. All the way back now with Thiago. Rudiger finds Chilwell. That's a heavy challenge. And a foul is called as Mason Mount was swept from underneath. Eder Militao committing the foul, and it looks like Militao has also come away injured. Got a blow to the side of the head, but the way he went in for that challenge, certainly worthy of a foul call. This is clipped out wide by Mount. Making the run is Chilwell towards the corner flag. Saves it from going out, but it's easily picked up by Nacho. Varane to Militao. Up the sideline, that's controlled by Rudiger. 2 English teams, Chelsea, Man City. 1 Spanish team, Real Madrid, and 1 French team, PSG, making up the final 4 of this year's UEFA Champions League. Of course, last season, it was 2 German teams, Bayern and Leipzig, and 2 French teams, PSG and Lyon, making up the final 4. Here's Pulisic. Kanté out wide for Azpilicueta. Now it's N'Golo Kanté, the nifty Frenchman. Attempted cross blocked by Nacho. The clearance only goes as far as Thiago. Jorginho looking wide. That falls to the feet of Ben Chilwell, the former Leicester City player, of course. And a direct ball forward is comfortably handled by Thibaut Courtois. But you can see the intent from Chelsea in the early stages. You can see what they're trying to do as this goes into the middle with Casemiro. Now it's Marcelo. Nacho. Across the back for Varane, who then finds Militao. Eder Militao of Brazil. Back on the near side, it's Nacho going wide. Nice touch along the sideline by Vinicius. Benzema plays it ahead to Vinicius. Marcelo to Benzema. Now back with Marcelo. Edge of the area, it's Toni Kroos. He'll find Militao. No foul called against Christian Pulisic, but that will be a foul. A little nudge from behind by the German Timo Werner. Marcelo ahead for Benzema. Benzema with his back to goal, controls, looking to get a cross in. It's nice work by Thiago. Took a deflection off of his foot, and plenty of time to gather it in for Mendy out of the air, as Real Madrid can't create a clear-cut chance. Although some pressure here leads to a turnover. Conte gives it away. And looking for Benzema was Vinicius. That pass cut out. Now it's back with Toni Kroos. Nacho to Kroos once more. The heel flick from Casemiro is blocked by Jorginho. And now here comes Pulisic. Rather, not Pulisic. Mason Mount streaking forward. Pulisic, a runner on the right side. And now going for goal and finding Pulisic. And it's squared across, but Werner's denied by Courtois. It's a great opportunity for Chelsea in the early goings. But Courtois makes a big-time stop for Real Madrid. A little burst of speed down that left wing, and off to the races was Mason Mount, and I think he was trying to shoot it, but his effort got deflected and fell right to Pulisic, who set up Werner with a great chance, but Courtois able to make the stop and keep the visitors off the board. Mount sends it wide. Here's Werner. Werner with the strike. But an easy save for Courtois, who's getting tested quite a bit in the early stages. Maybe Mount was trying to cross it, but the deflection certainly helped Chelsea in that case. It landed right to the head of Pulisic, who squared it across for Werner. And that's really one he has to put away. We've seen time and time again Werner miss from that kind of range, and that's the lack of confidence I was alluding to. Obviously, if you're Chelsea, you're hoping Werner can ride that momentum off of scoring against West Ham at the weekend. But it was certainly a great opportunity that Chelsea weren't quite able to capitalize upon. Just over 10 minutes in, 0-0, first leg of the Champions League semifinals. As it's sent ahead, Conte picks it up. Conte out wide. Space for Azpilicueta. Great cross. And sliding in was Werner. The ball just ahead of him. And he could not get any contact on the ball. A great looking delivery from Azpilicueta. And Chelsea seemed to be right on the verge of that opening goal. It's definitely a positive start for the Blues. Thomas Tuchel, actually one of the few coaches that Zinedine Zidane has yet to beat in his coaching career. Could that change tonight? Pulisic to Azpilicueta, one-touch pass. Conte with a nice heel flick back to Pulisic. Mount to Chilwell, and the cross blocked out by Nacho. There were some half-hearted shouts for a handball, but it looked like Nacho did well. Yep, hands behind the back. And even if it did strike the arm, it was certainly right by his side. First corner kick of the game on the way. Mason Mount over to take it. Mount has impressed this season for Chelsea. Real Madrid beating Liverpool in the previous round. Chelsea taking down the Portuguese surprise, Porto. The corner headed clear by Real. All the way back with Conte. Conte will find the Senegalese Chelsea keeper, Edward Mendy. Mendy has been solid since coming over to Chelsea, replacing Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now it's Conte. He hits the brakes, finds Jorginho. Mount finds Chilwell on the far side of the pitch. Rudiger floats one over the top. Pulisic's onside. The flag stays down. Pulisic with a chance. Courtois closing in. Pulisic still going. And Captain America scores. It's Christian Pulisic who puts Chelsea in the lead. 14 minutes in, and the American has put Chelsea on top. The crucial away goal comes early for the visitors. Pulisic maintaining his composure, getting around Courtois and firing it home. And what a start for Chelsea. It was a positive start. You got the sense that that goal was coming soon. And how about this goal right here? Pulisic, with all the confidence in the world and composure, getting around Courtois. And at that point, he had no other option but to score. Once he got around the big Belgian, he fired that one into the back of the net. Nacho and Varane were near the goal line trying to block it. It did deflect off of Varane, but too powerful of a strike to save. As we look at the replay, Pulisic clearly in an onside position. And how about that for a start? As Chelsea take the lead, and it's none other than Christian Pulisic, the American, who puts them on top. Well, that's just the start Thomas Tuchel was seeking from his side. A 14th minute goal. And now Real Madrid with plenty of work to do at home. And immediately after that goal, Pulisic fouled by Rafael Varane. A little shaken up after the fact. Of course, Pulisic has battled injuries really ever since he made the move to Chelsea. It's been unfortunate. Of course, injuries part of the game, but it would just be great to see a healthy Christian Pulisic for an extended period of time. And every time he is fouled, you hold your breath for a moment because he is such a brilliant player. Of course, my American bias factoring into that statement, but I think even if you're not American, you have to acknowledge how great of a player he is. That's off of Militao. It will be a Chelsea corner kick on the way. The composure from Christian Pulisic on full display with that opening goal. He had options. He had Werner to his right, could have played it across, but he took it upon himself to finish the job, and that he did. Corner kick here. Ben Chilwell with the in-swinging ball in. Varane's there to head it away. Back to Pulisic, who will find Rudiger. All the way to Edward Mendy. Well, the stats certainly tell the story so far. The total attempts 4-0 in favor of Chelsea, and 3 shots on target as well for the Blues. Very efficient start for Chelsea in this match. Free kick taken by Rudiger all the way back to Nacho. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. What a great start. As an American, I'm thrilled that Pulisic got the opening goal. It's his time to shine. He got the start for this Champions League semifinal. And 14 minutes in, finding the back of the net. Andreas Christensen committing the foul for Chelsea. Free kick taken by Real. Benzema can't thread it through. Now he'll lift it into the midfield. Real Madrid looking for a response after a bit of a shaky start at home. Chelsea already getting that very important away goal. It's how to play for a Real throw-in. Here is Casemiro. Now Toni Kroos for Nacho. Marcelo back to Nacho. Kroos steps up, sends it wide. Brilliant ball for Luka Modric, the Croatian. Now Modric ahead, controlled by Benzema at the edge of the penalty area. Modric once more. Not the best of first touches, but Real Madrid retain possession. They'll switch the point of attack. Kroos ahead for Marcelo, rather. Now Vinicius, what a turn. As Plaqueta recovers, though. Now it's Casemiro. Back to the other side. It's Eder Militão. Now Kroos again. Deflected cross is claimed by Mendy. Decent passage of play from Real Madrid, but still not a shot in this game. Conte steps up, a little too aggressive in his pursuit to strip Toni Kroos of possession. Foul is called right around midfield. This is sent back to Courtois, the host trailing 1-0, just about 20 minutes in. It's Christian Pulisic, Captain America as he's called, living up to his name. And that's a poor pass from Dani Carvajal. Thiago to Pulisic. Now Andreas Christensen. Back to Thiago. Exactly 20 minutes played. And now a chance maybe here as Werner was going to be in, but a foul, offsides was called. A foul probably would have been called had Werner not been in an offside position. And I don't know, looking back at the replay, he may have been kept on by Varane. I'm not sure. The rain is starting to come down a bit more than it was at kickoff. It seemed like just a slight drizzle at kickoff, but that precipitation starting to pick up as this game rolls on in the first half, and it's Chelsea on top. Down the left wing, it's Ben Chilwell. Yeah, I guess the weather conditions make it feel like it's London. Chelsea certainly playing like they're the home team, even though it's Real Madrid hosting this one. As Plaqueta, the captain, takes it down. Now sent back to Edward Mendy. Conte, nice touch by Pulisic. And up the line, it's back with N'Golo Conte. Pulisic has space. Streaking forward is Christian Pulisic. Pulisic still going. Pulisic trying to play it ahead for Werner. He will save it at the end line, but it's taken away by Real. A promising opportunity, and in the end, the final execution just not there as Pulisic and Werner weren't on the same page. It's certainly been an impressive start from the English side. That's controlled by Rudiger, who lost his footing, picked up by Karim Benzema now. Benzema finds Casemiro. Back to Benzema. Now into the middle, it's Toni Kroos. Vinicius to Benzema. Benzema, edge of the box, goes for goal, and he strikes the post. Off the post and wide. Unlucky are Real Madrid that time. The first shot of the game for Real, and what an opportunity it was. Karim Benzema nicking the woodwork. What a powerful strike this was as it just grazed the post. A curling effort to the top right corner and just off the mark was Karim Benzema. This is stolen in open play by N'Golo Kante. Kante ahead for Werner. Can Werner get there? Not quite. As that ball's over the end line, it will be a goal kick. The rain's starting to pick up. And this game's starting to open up. Midway point of the first half. Chelsea on top, 1-0. Here's Kroos for Real. That's played behind Marcelo in a cheap giveaway. Chelsea throwing on the way. Thanks, everyone, for tuning into the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League. And going back to that Benzema chance, my goodness, what a chance it was. And that's certainly a stark reminder of what Karim Benzema has the ability to do in the blink of an eye. That goes wide for Azpilicueta. Kante, nice 1-2 combination. He gets it back from Azpilicueta. A lot of space down the right side. N'Golo Kante into the box. Surveying his options. Cuts it back for Pulisic. Pulisic over to Chilwell. And that strike goes across the face of goal and just wide. Chelsea certainly on the verge of a second goal. Kante found Pulisic, and then Werner ended up letting it go for Chilwell. There could have been an offside on that opportunity, but the flag remained down throughout. That's taken away by Andreas Christensen. Kante's tangled up, and Marcelo steals the ball. 25th minute now. Chelsea on top. First leg of the UEFA Champions League Semifinals. Here's Nacho. Back to Varane. Of course, just at this time last week is basically when the European Super League started to collapse. And Chelsea were one of the first teams to back out of the European Super League. And for a moment, it seemed as though these two clubs, among a few others that are still remaining in UEFA competitions, including the Champions League and Europa League, were maybe going to be kicked out for their Super League participation. But ultimately, the Super League collapsed in a 48-hour span, essentially. And all of those talks were put to bed as Chilwell was looking to switch the point of attack. The referee got in the way. And since possession did turn over to Real Madrid, play was stopped. One of the relatively new rules that's been in place since last year. If the other team takes over possession after the ball hits the referee, play is stopped and the ball is given back to the team who originally had it. A heavy challenge there on Pulisic. A foul called, and it looks like a card's coming out to Vinicius. And there is the yellow shown to the striker for Real. First booking of the match. Vinicius shown yellow. Oh, yeah. Sure, he got some of the ball, but you can't go in like that. A scissor tackle, always a dangerous idea. Sergio Ramos is in attendance for this game tonight. Of course, he'd be dying to be on that pitch right now. And it's possible that he could be available for next week's second leg in London. And that rain just continues to pick up by the minute, by the second, quite honestly. Here's Pulisic. Chelsea have numbers going forward. Mount ahead. Chilwell's cross is cut out. Nacho got in the way. And now it's Real Madrid looking to counter. Here's Karim Benzema. Benzema to the midfield with Toni Kroos. Kroos driving forward, finds Vinicius. Vinicius, the return ball for Kroos. The cross blocked by Christensen, but Real Madrid will have their first corner kick of the night. Toni Kroos heading over to take it. He'll be a right-footed in-swinger. Or no, he plays it short. Luka Modric for Marcelo. Marcelo now floats one in, headed to a dangerous area, and Benzema fires it home. It's 1-1. We're all level. An extraordinary strike from none other than Karim Benzema. Who else? And in the 29th minute, it's a moment of brilliance from the Frenchman that has put this game on level terms, one apiece in Madrid with the rain pouring down at Estadio de Stefano. What a strike this was. Marcelo clipped it in. Varane got ahead to it. Then it fell to Benzema, who took it down with a chest and fired it home on the volley. This is not an easy technique whatsoever. Actually, he took it down with his head and then an absolute laser into the roof of the net. The first shot on target for Real Madrid has gone in. And what a game this has been so far. Inside the first half hour, both teams getting on the score sheet. It's one apiece in Madrid, Spain. 29th minute strike, and what a strike it was from Benzema. He's been producing game in, game out for Real up top. A really underrated player, in my opinion, throughout his career. It was Eder Militão with the second header that ultimately set up that chance for Benzema. And the Frenchman did the rest. As that'll be shielded out of play by Christensen, preventing Vinicius from getting to that ball. So yeah, it was Casemiro with the original header, and then Militão flicked it on towards Benzema. Benzema took it down, well, popped it up, I should say, with his head, and then fired it home on the volley. Just absolutely brilliant. It's one apiece, and maybe that's the spark Real Madrid needed. Can they come alive now? A half hour in, we're all level at one. Here's Christian Pulisic in the middle for Chelsea. Now it's Mason Mount. Chilwell returns it to Mount. And that cross goes directly into the chest of Casemiro, who's wincing in pain. Looks like it just caught him in the right. Yeah, it just caught him in the right place to make him lose his breath. But yeah, what a goal that was from Karim Benzema. The right-footed strike. He absolutely powered it into the roof of the net. I mean, Mendy couldn't even react. There's no reacting to that. It is a set piece for Chelsea. Corner kick delivered, but it's claimed out of the air by Courtois. Here come Real Madrid going forward. What a move by Vinicius. He's off to the races. Now defended by Ben Chilwell. Vinicius looking for options. Square ball over to Nacho. Carvajal. Carvajal to Benzema. Controlled by Kroos. Kroos on the right foot. The curling effort just wide. But Real Madrid certainly with the momentum on their side after that equalizing goal from Benzema minutes ago. The effort from Kroos was never troubling Mendy in the end, but it's certainly a lot better from the host. As Edward Mendy will take this goal kick, 33rd minute now, in a game that hasn't disappointed so far. We're already at the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League. This competition is It's flown by. It's always a big gap between the group stage and the knockout stages. But ever since the knockout stages got underway last month, or no, rather in mid-February, it seems like the rounds have gone by very quickly. Of course, the quarterfinals only ended a couple weeks ago. That's won by Chelsea. Conte's deflected pass falls to Christensen. Now ahead, it's Mason Mount. Chilwell back to Mount. Here is Chilwell again. Challenge there, and a clean one, according to Daniel Mukiel, the Dutch referee tonight. Feeling the effects of that challenge was Mason Mount. A good takeaway by Timo Werner to win it back for Chelsea. Here's Conte. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. This has been a thrilling game so far. This has not disappointed in the slightest. 1-1, Christian Pulisic, the American, scoring in the 14th minute, and then 15 minutes after that, it was Karim Benzema with quite the equalizer off of a corner kick. Mendy sends it ahead, flicked on by the head of Werner, sent out a play by Casemiro. It will be sent out a play by Rafael Varane is what I should say. It will be a Chelsea throw-in. Yeah, going back to that challenge, it came from Varane. And yeah, he did get ball. It was certainly a risky challenge on Mason Mount, but nothing over the top, and he executed it quite nicely. 10 minutes to go until first half stoppage time is upon us. A goal apiece. Azpilicueta. Now it's Conte driving forward. Conte lays it ahead for Pulisic. Pulisic with a low ball sent in. Cleared out of the box by Militao. Back to Pulisic. Oh, it's just out of the reach of Werner. He might have got a touch to it with his head. The right idea from Christian Pulisic as he was looking for Werner at the back post. That rain is pouring down. Puddles forming on the pitch. Just a little bit. 35 minutes played in Madrid. What's going on, Karam? Welcome into the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, man. Draft lottery night is on your mind for the Thunder? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it is. This is back with Edward Mendy. A look at some stats up to this point with about 10 minutes remaining in the first half. The possession actually slightly in favor of Real, 52 to 48%, but the total attempts 6-3, Chelsea with the edge. The shots on goal, 2-1 Chelsea. The only shot on goal for Real, finding the back of the net, and that was their very first shot of the game. Azpilicueta for Christensen. Now it's Jorginho, the Italian. Mount finds Chilwell on the left wing. Back with Mason Mount. Jorginho to Rudiger. Chelsea very patient in the build-up here. And now going for goal from distance was Thiago Silva. It was a deflected effort, so it will result in a Chelsea corner kick. That was from a ways out. Slippery conditions as the rain will not let up in the slightest. In fact, it continues to pick up. Corner kick on the far side. Mount, the in-swinger, headed clear of the box. Jorginho wins that 50-50 aerial duel. Now it's sent away out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. A late April matchup between these two sides. Marcelo with the ball, and he's fouled. The yellow card given out. So Christian Pulisic is booked, the first Chelsea player to be shown a card. Vinicius, the other player in this match to be booked earlier for Real. Yep. Tackle from behind. A fair decision by the referee. 38th minute. Marcelo to Casemiro. Now out wide for Toni Kroos. Appreciate you guys tuning in, as this is back to Rudiger. That rain is certainly something. Last touched by Danny Carvajal. Chelsea throw in here. Looks like Carvajal a bit slow to get up. Just about 6 minutes until halftime, depending on how much stoppage time we see, of course. Long ball forward from Rafael Varane. Vinicius, the one-touch pass, but it was played behind Marcelo. Here's Conte. Out wide, it's Pulisic. He draws the foul, called against Toni Kroos. Well, this has certainly been a very entertaining first half. 1-1 is the score. That Karim Benzema goal, just something else. I could watch that over and over again. Absolute brilliance from the French striker to tie this game up. And still a lot more of this first leg remaining. Real throwing on the far side. Danny Carvajal quickly takes it. Gets the return pass from Modric. Pulisic put Chelsea on top in the 14th minute. And then it was Benzema in the 29th minute that tied the game. Marcelo with an in-swinging ball. Nice job by Thiago. And now space opening up for Chelsea. Pulisic leading the way. Played ahead to Timo Werner. Werner goes for goal. He's trying to sneak it into that near post, but the effort goes wide. He definitely had better options. Both Pulisic and Mount were the trailing runners. But ultimately, a goal kick is the end result for Real Madrid. (1-1) in leg one of this Champions League semifinal encounter between two of the biggest clubs in European soccer. That's one cleanly. Tap back to Conte. Conte slicing through the Real defense. He's really a pleasure to watch, isn't he? Mount out wide. Back to Conte. But it's taken away by Militao. Militao ran out of real estate on that far side. Now for a Chelsea throw. Time winding down in the opening half of play. Here's Jorginho. Back for Rudiger. Now Thiago. Thiago links up with Christensen. As Plaqueta's pass off the mark, he wanted a foul called. Nothing given. Pulisic also slipped with the rainy conditions playing a factor quite evidently. And now with Real looking to counter, that ball out wide is played too far ahead of Kroos. And Real turn it over. Yeah, that certainly looked like a foul against Marcelo that went unnoticed by the referee. 43rd minute now, as Plaqueta will take the throw in for Chelsea. Long-time player for Chelsea, Cesar Azpilicueta. Here's Militao back for Courtois. Appreciate you guys tuning in. This has been a fun game so far. That's off of Mount. Carvajal was yelling in pain. Oh, yeah. His right foot was stepped on after Mount sent it out of play. And also shaken up for Chelsea has been Chilwell. Chilwell is slow to get up as we are fastly approaching first half stoppage time. Throw-in goes up the line. Here is Rafael Varane. Over now to Nacho. Pass a bit delayed and eventually blocked. Now it's back with Kroos, who sends it off of Pulisic to win Real Madrid a throw-in. Things have slowed down a bit ever since that Real Madrid equalizer. Here's Luka Modric. All the way back for Thibaut Courtois. Now Varane. 15 seconds from stoppage time now. That's a poor pass from Rafael Varane, sent out of play for a Chelsea throw. We've reached the 45th minute, and no stoppage time will be tacked on to the end of the first 45. So that's it. After one half of play from Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano in Madrid, Spain, it's Real Madrid 1, Chelsea 1. A first half that did not disappoint in the slightest. Pulisic got Chelsea on the board. Benzema's equalizer, though, has certainly made this game quite interesting. It should be a fantastic second half ahead in the first leg of this UEFA Champions League semifinal. It's one apiece between Real Madrid and Chelsea. Stay tuned because the halftime report is next. I'll recap everything that we saw in the first 45 minutes and look ahead to the next 45 minutes on tap on this Tuesday night from Madrid, Spain. Don't go anywhere. 1-1 with a spot in the Champions League final at stake. I'll be right back. The halftime report is in a few minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome into the halftime report. And what a first half it was between Real Madrid and Chelsea in the first leg of the UEFA Champions League Semifinals. 1-1. We're all tied up after 45 minutes of play in a rainy Madrid, Spain, I should say. Thanks, everyone, for being a part of this afternoon's broadcast, or night if you are tuning in from Europe. Greatly appreciate you guys stopping by. And let's get right to the first half highlights. Just over 9 minutes into the match, Chelsea would have their first real chance as Pulisic would head it across for Timo Werner, and Werner from a really good position inside the 6, shot it right at Courtois. Courtois made the stop. It's a nice save, but Werner really should have done better. Then in the 14th minute, though, the goal finally would come for Chelsea. It was a great start from Chelsea, and what a goal it was from Captain America, Christian Pulisic. Beautiful ball over the top from Antonio Rudiger, and then Pulisic had options. He decided to take it around Courtois and power it home. Just great composure from the American on that goal. And what a start to the game it was from Chelsea, the visitors for this game. And Real Madrid, though, would unsurprisingly respond. It was quite a sluggish start from Real, to be honest, especially considering they are the home team for this one. However, I suppose you could say this chance right here was a sign of things to come. And when I say this chance, I mean when Benzema hit the post, first shot of the game, and Benzema just nicking the post, and he would get on the score sheet 29 minutes in. Multiple headers that eventually fell to Benzema, and an absolutely brilliant strike, popping it up with his head and then just absolutely powering it home. I mean, it was a laser into the roof of the net. Brilliant strike. Nothing Mendy could do to make a save there. And it is a 1-1 game at the interval. Thomas Tuchel and Zinedine Zidane facing off. I'll be right back after a quick break when the halftime report continues. Yes, that is very true, Karam, as we are at the break. 1-1 between Real Madrid and Chelsea in the Champions League semifinals. Don't go anywhere. More to come after this. Stay tuned. It's the grandest competition of them all. Welcome back into the halftime report, everybody. 1-1 between Real Madrid and Chelsea in the first leg of this UEFA Champions League semifinal matchup. It was certainly enticing on paper, and it has not disappointed so far through 45 minutes. That's for certain. Still a whole nother 45 minutes on deck in this first leg. And when it comes to the unmissable moments of the first half, well, that Christian Pulisic goal had to be one of them. You know, just the composure for this goal from Pulisic, absolutely brilliant. Calm immediately when he received this great ball from Rudiger, by the way, and then able to take his time, get around Courtois, and then fire it into the net. It did take a deflection off of Varane, but too powerful of a shot to keep from going over the line. That is an unmissable moment in that first half. Benzema's goal certainly also one, as it's tied at the break. Second half action on the way next. Don't go anywhere. It's the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League. Should be a fascinating final 45 minutes in this first leg from Madrid. I'm back for second half action next. Welcome back. We're moments away from kicking off the second half at Estadio Alfredo Di Stefano, the training ground for Real Madrid, as the Bernabeu continues to be under reconstruction, as Real Madrid are hosting Chelsea in the first leg of this UEFA Champions League semifinal. And yeah, I thought it was a very good first half. Chelsea certainly started off as the better team, but it was only a matter of time, I felt, before Real Madrid came alive, and that they did in epic fashion. Quite the goal from Karim Benzema. And it's all level as we get ready for the start of the second half. A very rainy night in Madrid. But that's not stopping these two teams from giving it everything they've got with what's at stake. It's what you'd expect from both teams to give it everything they have, as the referees are the first ones to come on to the pitch. Real Madrid and Chelsea are getting ready to come out as well. Real Madrid will do so first. And we'll see what the second half has in store for us on this Tuesday night from the capital of Spain. There are Chelsea following Real Madrid out the tunnel. Thanks everyone for stopping by on this Tuesday afternoon here in the U.S., Tuesday night in Europe. It was a 9 p.m. local time kickoff, just past 10 p.m. now in Spain, and the rain continues to pour down at Estadio de Stefano. Chelsea will kick off in the second half. They're going from right to left, wearing all blue tonight. Real Madrid will be going from left to right in their all white kits. And so here we go. The second half is about to get started. There's the whistle. We're underway in the second 45 minutes of the first leg in this Champions League semifinal. It's quickly knocked out a play by Real for a Chelsea throw-in. Thrown down the line to Timo Werner. Lays it back for Pulisic. Pulisic still going, beating two defenders. Eventually it's knocked away, but Conte keeps it for Chelsea. Here's Rudiger. Rudiger out wide with Ben Chilwell. And now Mason Mount into space, sends it across, but it goes right to the hands of Thibaut Courtois. Chelsea clearly with intent to score right away to start the second half, similar to what they did in the first half, creating opportunities immediately. Here's Nacho. The attempted clearance blocked by Conte, but it's sent forward to midfield by Casemiro. There it's won by Andreas Christensen. All the way to Mendy. So yeah, apparently the Bernabeu could be ready to use as soon as September. I hope so, because I miss seeing games at the Bernabeu. It's such a great venue. It's been strange for the last year seeing Real Madrid play at their training ground because the Bernabeu is under reconstruction. But we shall see. That's probably maybe an ambitious date. Certainly on the early side of possibilities, but by the start of the 2020-2021 season, 2021-22 season, I'm losing track of the years, we could see the Bernabeu ready for Real Madrid to once again use. Here's Azpilicueta, and hopefully by the fall there will be fans permitted at La Liga games. We shall see. Real Madrid back in possession now. Getting to the ball was Rafael Varane. Marcelo's pass cut off, and now it falls to Pulisic. No, rather Werner, Werner's strike blocked by Eder Militao. It will be a corner kick. It was a cheap giveaway by Marcelo, and Chelsea were ready to pounce and nearly did so. Yeah, just a sloppy pass from Marcelo, and he nearly paid for that mistake. Here comes the first corner kick of the match. It's taken on the far side. Played short to Jorginho. Now Mount. That goes all the way across the face of goal beyond everyone. And it will be a Real Madrid throw-in. We're just underway at the start of the second half. 1-1 the score. Eden Hazard is on the bench for this one. Could we see him make an appearance as a substitute against his former team? It's a possibility. He made an appearance against Real Betis at the weekend. He played 15 minutes off the bench, of course, recovering from yet another injury that set him back, but good to see him back. Obviously, it'll be a minute's restriction for him as he slowly gets back into action. This is tracked down by Thiago. Now it's Jorginho. Over to Antonio Rudiger. Plenty of green grass ahead of him. In the midfield, Jorginho goes wide for Chilwell. That's a steal by Real. Sent wide by Vinicius Jr. Here's Benzema. And he got that one all wrong as he misfired from the left side of the edge of the box. That one well off the mark, high and wide of the goal. Mendy didn't even have to react. 5 minutes gone in the second half. A tie game in Madrid. Second leg next week at Stamford Bridge. Attempted through ball, won't find Werner. Courtois gets there. Look at the passes completed. 293, 272. Chelsea with the slight edge. Both teams with 88% pass accuracy. As Benzema sends it off of Chilwell to win the throw-in. Here now is Militao. Militao back to Courtois. Now back with Thiago. Chelsea will work it out from the back. Here is Rudiger. Rudiger finds Chilwell. Back to Rudiger. Now it's Mason Mount. Here's Mount again. Back for Rudiger. Chelsea with a sustained period of possession here. Mount into the middle. Gets it to the feet of Pulisic. Pulisic in tight space. Keeps it. Once again, it's Rudiger. Rudiger a few steps forward. That pass to Werner is saved by Rudiger along the sideline. Long ball forward. The header won by Nacho. But a foul is called against Marcelo. As he clipped Pulisic there unintentionally, but a foul nonetheless. Short free kick taken by Chelsea. Here's Mason Mount. Mount's pass. Stolen. It was intended for Werner. Now here's Marcelo down the left wing. Marcelo, a one-touch delivery across the pitch. Benzema gets there. But the pass back for Carvajal, sails out of play. He was just off balance on that attempted pass. Of course, 5 substitutions available for both teams, so it's only a matter of time before we do see a change made by both coaches. Eden Hazard, one of the players warming up. We could see him make an appearance against his former team for the first time. Of course, Hazard had such a great career at Chelsea. Unfortunately, has been hit by injury after injury since making the move to Real. Now it's Thiago Silva. Long ball forward. It's won by Modric. Benzema to Marcelo. Modric finds Benzema. 55th minute. 10 minutes played in the second half. 1-1 the score between Real Madrid and Chelsea. Oh, the through ball nearly found Vinicius, but it was cut out at the last second by Thiago. And that sent out a play by Chilwell, who was under a bit of pressure. Pulisic in the 14th minute put Chelsea in the lead. Then in the 29th, there was Karim Benzema with the equalizer. No foul called in the midfield, although now it will be. A late whistle, but Pulisic was fouled according to the Dutch referee. There didn't see much in that challenge from Marcelo. Appeared as though perhaps Pulisic just lost his footing. Maybe there was slight contact. Foul called nonetheless. Here is Rudiger. Rudiger floats one in, but Courtois out to handle that ball. Thanks everyone who stopped by today. Much appreciated as always. Delon Varane. And it's Chilwell heading over to take this Chelsea throw-in. 1 goal apiece. Pulisic. And that was a pass with not enough pace on it from Chilwell. A heavy challenge, advantage given by the referee. As trying to play it out wide was Modric. Back to his feet is Casemiro, who is on the end of that late challenge, but he appears to be all right. Here's Chilwell. Now Mason Mount. Back for Jorginho. The hour mark approaching at Estadio Alfredo de Stefano. Thiago Silva ahead for Chilwell, who got knocked off balance, but not nearly enough contact from Nacho to call a foul. Quickly taken goal kick by Real. Space down the left wing. Marcelo back into Real's side of the pitch with Kroos. Militao Gets it to Danny Carvajal. Back to the near side of the pitch. Militao with a bit of a risky decision to dribble by Mason Mount. He did so successfully. Now Modric. Militao will send it back to the goalkeeper, Courtois. On the near side, it's Militao once more. And that ball too far ahead of Vinicius. Goal kick upcoming for Chelsea. It's been a relatively physical game, especially in the midfield. Here is Conte driving forward. The ball got caught up behind him. However, a foul is called and a yellow shown to Toni Kroos. So Kroos, the third player tonight to be booked. He's shown yellow. As he slowed down the progress of Conte. Here comes the Chelsea set piece. Can Chelsea reclaim the lead? They had a 1-0 lead that lasted 15 minutes back in the first half. Then Benzema equalized for Real after Pulisic opened the scoring in this match. Half an hour to play. Mason Mount delivers, headed away, and now Kroos will dribble it out wide and will win a free kick, Rudiger committing the foul. "30 minutes to go, and what will happen in these final 30 minutes? That's the big question. Look at the distance run by both teams. 73 kilometers for Chelsea, 70 for Real Madrid. The possession now split 50% for both sides. And offsides was Vinicius on that far side. Free kick awarded to Chelsea. Let's look back. It was certainly close, but it appeared as though it was the right decision as Vinicius was just waiting for the pass. It eventually came to him, but too late. It's a risky back pass. Thiago with an acrobatic effort to clear it out of danger. But the danger is still there as Real Madrid win it back. Here's Vinicius on the far side. Now Modric, back to Toni Kroos. Nacho to Modric. Modric step over move, defended by Azpilicueta. Can't get a cross away. It is knocked out by Azpilicueta. Yeah, going back to that play a few minutes ago, an acrobatic clearance indeed it was from Thiago. It was just not a good idea to play it back to the middle of the pitch. Very risky decision. It looks like Eden Hazard is set to come into this match against his former club, as that delivery goes all the way through for a Chelsea goal kick. It looks like Reece James and Hakim Ziyech are also set to come on the Chelsea side of things. So some substitutions forthcoming soon. That's given away by Chelsea. A strong challenge from Conte, but he does win it back as Vinicius had his pocket stripped. That's a steal, though, by Casemiro. Benzema back to Casemiro. Edge of the box, Toni Kroos. Now Modric Over to Carvajal. Now Benzema looking wide. He couldn't make it to Marcelo. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Here's Christian Pulisic. Real Madrid's pressure not letting Chelsea out quite easily, as it was perhaps earlier in the match. And there's an example of that pressure paying off as Real Madrid come away with a steal. 65th minute, 1-1 the score in Spain. This is Militao. Carvajal down the right wing. Finds Kroos in the middle. He'll switch the point of attack. On the far side, it's Modric. He'll send it wide. Here's Karim Benzema. Now Carvajal. And he gives it away. Christian Pulisic with the steal and a heavy challenge from Marcelo. A yellow card is about to be shown, and there it is. The fourth booking of the match. 3 for Real, 1 for Chelsea. Pulisic would have been off to the races had Marcelo not made that rather tactical foul. And now here comes the first substitution of the match. And it will be Hazard coming on, replacing Vinicius Jr. And Chelsea will make 3 changes right now, actually. So Hazard faces his former team in the Champions League Semifinals. And as I said, a number of changes being made on the Chelsea side. Christian Pulisic, the goal scorer for Chelsea, will come off. He'll be replaced by Hakim Ziyech. Yeah, lately Ziyech has mainly been utilized as a substitute. Timo Werner will also exit the match. Coming on for him will be Kai Havertz. Werner's international teammate, of course, with Germany. And Cesar Azpilicueta will make way for Reece James. So those are the 3 substitutions by Chelsea. 1 for Real, and that 1 for Real is the interesting change because Eden Hazard has come onto the pitch. This is his second game back from injury. He's missed most of the season with injuries. We'll see how these changes make an impact on both sides. About 3/4 through the match. Rudiger out to Chilwell. Now here's Ziyech, fresh off the bench. Ziyech ahead to Mason Mount. Mount finds Kai Havertz. Now Ziyech. Over to Havertz. Jorginho back to Havertz as he skids by Benzema. Christensen out on the right-hand side. Now N'Golo Kante. Some pressure here on Jorginho, but Chelsea maintain possession as Thiago goes out wide to the sideline with Ben Chilwell. It's been an evenly matched affair in the Spanish capital for this first leg of the Champions League semifinals. 68th minute. Jorginho ahead to Havertz. Now it's Ziyech. Edge of the box. Chilwell finds Mount. Mount cuts it to his left foot. The strike blocked. Varane in the way. It was a nice block by the French defender. But Chelsea not done. Here's Ziyech again. Mount to Rudiger. Promising spell of possession here from Chelsea. Jorginho, by the way, has taken the captain's armband since Cesar Azpilicueta was taken off just minutes ago. Here is Antonio Rudiger. Sent out wide by Jorginho. Crossed by Reece James is cleared by Real. Last touched by Chelsea. Will be a throw-in for the home side. Going back to that Mount chance, it was good effort on the left foot of his, but Varane getting in the way of that shot. Did that ball strike the arm of Chilwell? Yes, it did. Free kick awarded. Chilwell seems a bit surprised by the decision. Certainly was no intent there from Chilwell, but a handball called nonetheless. And here comes Eden Hazard. Hazard has it taken away by Kai Havertz. Havertz with a nutmeg on Marcelo. Conte plays it back. 70 minutes in the books, 20 to go in the first leg of this UEFA Champions League semifinal. 1 goal apiece between Real Madrid and Chelsea. Now driving forward, it's Rudiger. He has some pace down the left side. Here is Mount. Back to Jorginho. Sent one in towards the penalty area, but in the end it was overhit as James was making the run. Yeah, you can definitely see by the way Chelsea are playing, they're not settling for a draw. They want that late game winner as Ziyech's cross was just ahead of Havertz. The right ideas here from Chelsea. The execution just hasn't quite been there as much as they would have liked. Hazard chasing this ball down. Off of Chelsea, it will be a Real Madrid throw-in. Still an opportunity to make a lot more changes for Zinedine Zidane, excuse me. And for Chelsea, they have still 2 more changes available to them. Hazard, the one substitute for Real. Here is Varane. Marcelo wins a throw-in. 18 minutes until second half stoppage time. It's given away in the midfield by Real Madrid. And now it's Kai Havertz. Through ball for Ziyech. Just couldn't get it by Eder Militao. It was good defending by Militao, the Brazilian. Corner kick upcoming for Chelsea. Oh, he was going for the Meg, Ziyech. It's really the only way he was going to get by Militao. But the Brazilian did his duty defensively. But it will be a promising corner kick here for Chelsea. 1-1 the score. We're all tied at Estadio Di Stefano. Bit of pushing and shoving going on in the box. The referee sorting things out. So now swinger from Mount. Popped into the air. Ziyech oncoming. Floats one in. And it's snagged out of the air by Courtois. That was a promising promising hit from Ziyech. I don't think he was trying to score, but it did result in a shot on goal. And that ball was dipping down into that top right corner. That had potential, but in the end, Courtois makes the stop. It remains a 1-1 game. Near steal there from Ziyech. They look to take it away from Modric, but it is out for a Real Madrid throw-in. Second half has definitely been much more cautious from both teams, especially Real Madrid, which is a bit surprising in the second half. Real Madrid, you think, are the team more hungry for another goal? Because if this result stands, Real Madrid will have to score next week in London because Chelsea do have that all-important away goal. Obviously, both teams searching for a late winner. As Zidane gets set to make 2 more changes shortly with just about 15 minutes to play. Free kick for Real. Standing over it is Toni Kroos, who tends to be a set-piece specialist. We'll see if he can deliver here. It's a high line by Chelsea. Kroos whips one in. Nice controlled touch by Varane, who brings it down. Varane looking for room to cross. He will win a corner as he plays it off of Ben Chilwell. With a quarter of an hour to play, the opportunities for both teams will need to be capitalized upon if either side wants to come away with a victory. Everyone forward here for Real Madrid. Ball popped in the air. There's Benzema, the strike. It goes right into Thiago. Outside for Marcelo. Marcelo's effort blocked by Jorginho. Real not done. Nacho to Hazard. Hazard lays it back for Modric. Perhaps the danger's past. Perhaps it isn't. We'll see. Here's Modric to the other side. He finds Casemiro. Casemiro's cross is blocked by Reece James. James might have held it too long there as it was given away momentarily, but that pass is out for a Chelsea throw-in. Yeah, Benzema had a good look on the volley. It actually went straight into James, not Thiago. Here comes those 2 more changes I was alluding to for Real. Both Odriozola and Asensio will enter the match. Odriozola replaces Carvajal. And Marcelo will make way for Marco Asensio. So those are the 2 changes from Real Madrid. Appreciate you guys being a part of the broadcast. 1-1 the score, first leg of this semifinal in the UEFA Champions League. Here's N'Golo Kante. Kante ahead for Havertz. Havertz will get there. Taken down, and a foul goes against Rafael Varane. It's a free kick from just a few yards outside the penalty area. And an opportunity, a real good one for Chelsea on the way. Yep, no doubt about it. The right foot of Varane stepping on the left foot of Kai Havertz, the substitute for Chelsea. And so what a chance this is. Set piece opportunity for the Blues. So Real Madrid will get their wall set. Courtois providing instructions. Varane was shown a yellow card. That's the 4th booking to a Real Madrid player, the 5th of the match. And what an opportunity this is. Can Chelsea take the lead? Free kick from about 21 yards out. Looks like 4 on the wall for Real, including a player lying down behind it, just in case Chelsea decide to sneak it underneath. Over the wall it goes, but Ziyech's effort is comfortably dealt with in the end by Thibaut Courtois. He just got it over the wall, but the accuracy just not there. Courtois had it read all the way through. 1-1, closing in on the 80-minute mark. It's crunch time in Madrid, Spain. Militao sends it back to Courtois. Hazard. Kroos to Asensio. Asensio just came onto the pitch. Now Hazard. Kroos looking to switch. He'll do so by finding Modric. Ten minutes and stoppage time to go in this first leg. Here's Militao. Now over to Modric. Hazard let it go, but no one making a run into that area of space for Madrid. Oh, a nice flick by Ziyech to find Conte. And Casemiro caught up with Conte. Slid in a bit late to take out Ziyech, but after all of that, a Real Madrid throw-in has been awarded. Wow, that was an interesting decision to say the least. Here's Militao. Will there be a late game winner, or will both teams settle for a 1-1 draw heading into next week's second leg? As the road to Istanbul continues, final will be in just under a month. A month from Sunday it was. Or it is, I should say. A month from this past Sunday, so 2 days ago. Offsides called against Real Madrid. It's been, a much less exciting second half compared to the first half, but it's not all that surprising that both teams played a bit more cautiously in the second half. This result does hold all to play for in that second leg back in London, where Chelsea will be the home side. Here's Conte. Conte still going. Advantage given by the referee. Conte clips one in towards the penalty spot. The header by Militao is back to Conte. Conte has it stolen. It's picked up by Toni Kroos. Kroos up the line. Can't connect with Benzema. The intervention came from Andreas Christensen. It's 83rd minute now. Real Madrid will have Osasuna at the weekend in La Liga. And Chelsea will have Fulham this weekend. This is headed back towards Mount. Sent away, though, by Modric. Modric unable to keep it in play. Chelsea throw-in awarded. Final minutes now in a 1-1 game. Here's Jorginho. Now Conte. Reece James to Hakim Ziyech. Ziyech's met by Casemiro. But ultimately, the ball rolled right to Courtois. 84 minutes in the books on this rainy Tuesday night in the capital of Spain. Here's Nacho. Asensio. Now it's Kroos. Some pressure from Ziyech. Kroos goes out wide. Militao turns back, finds Nacho. Here is Thibaut Courtois. 5 minutes until second half stoppage time is here. Modric up the line, and it is last touched by Chelsea. Odriozola hurrying up to take the throw. Real Madrid quickly give it away, but it's one back. Here's Eden Hazard. Hazard sends it in. It's headed away by Chelsea, and now it falls to Nacho. Here's Asensio, all the way through to Hazard. Here's Eden Hazard. Through ball. Odriozola looking to send it across. Sliding in was Rudiger to block that service. And now it's sent out of play for Real Madrid throwing. Odriozola will take it. 86th minute now. He goes back to Varane. Here's Toni Kroos. Pulisic and Benzema with the first half goals for both teams. No goals here in the second half. 1-1 the score late. Real Madrid throw-in is given. Sergio Ramos, who is still injured, watches on. And could he be available next Wednesday night in the second leg? It's a possibility. We'll see if he will be healthy enough to play that match. Obviously, a big absence for this Real Madrid team. Their captain on the sidelines. Here's Kroos. Kroos sprays it wide for Benzema. Now it's Marco Asensio back to Benzema. Sorry, Odriozola. Now Modric. Modric looking for options. Gets to Kroos. Kroos takes a crack at goal. The deflected effort just wide. Mendy was forced to dive. And it was not too far off from Toni Kroos. A corner kick upcoming. It was from a long ways out, but the deflection off of Conte certainly provided a scare for Chelsea momentarily. As Kroos will take this corner kick for Real. It's a driven ball in, the header just off target. The glancing header from Rafael Varane. It did take a deflection, and now Kroos will head to the other corner flag for another set piece. Yeah, it just nicked off the, actually hit off the head of Chilwell. I did not even realize that in real time. So that header would have been actually well wide in the end, but the redirection by Chilwell almost put it on target. Another corner kick. Kroos, another good delivery. Benzema was in the area. The final header coming from Casemiro, but it's saved rather easily by Edward Mendy. 90 seconds until stoppage time. Here's Rudiger. Look at him go, flying down the left wing. And it's a heavy challenge from Odriozola, and he will be booked minutes after coming on as a substitute. Odriozola shown yellow, the 5th Real Madrid player to get a yellow. My goodness, Antonio Rudiger, this late in the match, finding the, I guess you could say, determination to run down that left wing with a lot of pace. He was absolutely flying. And he is still down. Perhaps cause for concern here for Chelsea. Zinedine Zidane and Thomas Tuchel, the two managers squaring off tonight. A lot of emotions from both of them on opposite at opposite dugouts, I should say. And another substitution will be on the way from Zinedine Zidane. Antonio Rudiger continues to be evaluated by the medical staff. He was, of course, the one who provided that beautiful assist to Christian Pulisic's goal. Great ball over the top, finding Pulisic, and then Pulisic with the composure to finish. And then 15 minutes later, in the 29th minute, Karim Benzema off the corner kick with an unbelievable rocket into the roof of the net. And that was the last goal back in minute 29. 1-1 the score. It's been that way for a while now. 3 minutes will be added on in the second half, but perhaps it'll end up being more than that as Rudiger is still down for Chelsea. He will now be helped up to his feet. We'll see if he's able to continue. Kurt Zuma is warming up just in case Rudiger is unable to carry on. But it seems like he will be able to continue, and he will. And right away, off the restart, Jorginho taking it forward. Back to Chilwell, now Rudiger. That Real Madrid substitution will hold, by the way. About 2 minutes to play. Second half stoppage time is here. About a minute into it now. And down went Kroos. No fouls called. Jorginho trying to thread it through. Couldn't find Mason Mount, and a foul called against Chelsea. Real Madrid free kick upcoming, and now that substitution will be made in the very late stages of this match. Yeah, Modric just tapped it by Rudiger, and Rudiger committing the foul. That's it for Benzema. Another goal for him. He had 4 total attempts, 1 on target, and that attempt on target found the back of the net. Rodrigo will replace Benzema in what will most likely be the final substitution of the match for either team with just about a minute to play. Rodrigo with 10 appearances this season. As Rudiger plays it across the back, finding Christensen on the far side. Here's Conte. Is there one last opportunity for a game winner? Now down the right wing, it's James. No one making the back post run. And that's all the way through for a Real Madrid throw-in, and that should just about conclude proceedings in Madrid tonight. Both teams will take confidence from this game. It's a decent result for both sides. When you look at the overall picture, free kick awarded to Real, where we've exceeded the 3 minutes of stoppage time. Perhaps a little more will be added on due to that Rudiger injury. That's played out by Christensen. Real Madrid with a throw in the attacking third. Can they get one last shot? No. The final whistle is blown at Estadio de Stefano on a rainy night in Madrid. Both teams share the spoils. 1-1. It's a draw after one leg in this UEFA Champions League semifinal. And all to play for in 8 days' time in the second leg next week from London, England at Stamford Bridge. Pulisic and Benzema, the goal scorers. Chelsea do get that all-important away goal, but it should certainly be a fascinating second leg in a week's time, as both goals came in the opening half of play. Neither team managed to score in the second 45 minutes. And what a second leg it should be next week in London. Chelsea, the home team for that match, with a spot in the final up for grabs. It'll be a winner-take-all second leg in the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League. 8 nights away from that, as both teams exit the pitch, shaking hands. And as I said, I don't think either team will be necessarily disappointed with the end result. Both of these teams a bit cautious in the second half, and that, really suggested that both of these teams were okay with this 1-1 score. And wow, what a second leg that should be in 8 days' time, as both teams walk into the locker room, get dry, and get ready for next week. What a game that should be. And I will be on the call for the second leg. I'll also be on the call for the first leg of Manchester City and PSG tomorrow, so don't miss that. Same time, 3 p.m. Eastern. That should be a great game as well. That'll do it, though, for this broadcast, as I'm Samuel Reese signing off, saying good night. The final score: Real Madrid 1, Chelsea 1, all to play for in the second leg of this.